ಇದೇನು ಮಾಡೋಣ ಮೃದುವಾಗಿ ಮುಚ್ಚೋಣ. ದೀರ್ಘವಾದ ಪೂರಕ ಮಾಡಿ ಓಂಕಾರವನ್ನು ಚಾಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಇನ್ಹೇಲ್ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭೋದಯ. ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಬರೋಲ್ಲ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತಾ?
ಸರ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಹೋಗಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಮೇಡಮ್. So, why is he a guest speaker? So, why is he a guest speaker? I think ಇದು 5ನೇ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಹೋಗ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಬಂದು ಇನ್ನರ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಯೋಗ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನೀವು ಅನ್ಕೊತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಯಾರು ಬರಲಿ ಬರದೇ ಇರಲಿ ಸರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂತೂ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅನ್ಕೊತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದರೆ ಕೆಲವರು ರೇಸಿಯರು. ಸೊ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ಮೊದಲೇ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಈ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಇಂಥ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಇಂಥ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಅದರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೂ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇದೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗೋದು, ಇದೇ ಟೈಮ್ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗೋದು. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಾಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾರು ಬರಲಿ ಬರದೇ ಇರಲಿ. ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಷಯ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಯೂಶಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನೇ ಪ್ರಿಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ನಾನು ಸುಮಾರು ಸರಿ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸಿ, ಅನುಭವ ಬೇರೆ, ಅನುಭವವನ್ನು ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಬೇರೆ. ಅನುಭವವನ್ನು ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಬೇರೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಅನುಭವವನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಸೋದು ಬೇರೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಅನುಭವವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಸೋದು ಬೇರೆ. ಅನುಭವ ಬೇರೆ, ಅನುಭವವನ್ನು ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಬೇರೆ, ಅನುಭವವನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಅನುಭವ ಮಾಡಿಸೋದು ಬೇರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಬರೀ ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಸಂಪಾದಿಸಿದ್ರು ನಾವು ಆ ಅನುಭವವನ್ನು ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ನಾವು ಆ ಅನುಭವವನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಅನುಭವಿಸೋಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗ್ರೋ ಅಪ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟು ಗ್ರೋ ಅಪ್. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇರಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿ ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನಲ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ನಾನು ಅದೇ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳೋದು ಏನಂದರೆ ಲರ್ನ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿ ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನಲಿ ಅಂತ. ನಾವು ಬರೀ ನಾವು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲವನ್ನ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ದ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಮಾತಾಜಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನೀವು ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ, ಮಾತಾಜಿ ಅವರ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಯೋಗ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಒಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಅನುಭವ ಮಾಡಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಯು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ನೆವರ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನೇ ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ತಂದೆ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನೇನು ವಿದ್ಯೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಮುಂದೆ ಕಳಿಸಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಶುಡ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ. ಆ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಆ ಅನುಭವವನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳುವಂಥ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಆ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ನಾನು ಯೂಶಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ವಯಸ್ಸಿನ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನೇ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೇನೆ. ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅನ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾನ್ ಎವ್ರಿವೇರ್. ಓಕೆನಾ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಓಡಾಡಿ ಆ ಅನುಭವವನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾತಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅವರು, ಅಂದರೆ ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರಂತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಇನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್, ನಾನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾನ್ಷಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನಾನು ತುಂಬ ಚಿಕ್ಕವನು ಕಾನ್ಷಿಯಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದು ಮಾತಾಜಿ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಡ, ಇನ್ನು ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಕುರಿತು ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸೊ ಅವರು ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು. ಸೊ ಆ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫೀಲ್ ದಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಅವ್ರ ಇಂಟ್ರಡಕ್ಷನ್ ನಮಗೆ ಹಳೆ ಬ್ಯಾಚಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ನಾವು ಏನು ಅಂತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸು ಟೀಚರ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಅನ್ನೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಕನ್ಯಾಕುಮಾರಿಯಿಂದ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಶಿಪ್. ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅಗೇನ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ವೆರಿ ಶ್ಯೂರ್ ದಟ್ he will give you a maximum knowledge. Okay, so that helps you spiritually. Okay, so in stage ಅವರು ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ಅವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡಲಿ. ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ನನ್ನ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಓಕೆ ಬಾ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಸರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಸರ್, ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಆರ್ ಕನ್ನಡ?
ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿಂದಿ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಸರಿ, ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬೋತ್. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಕನ್ನಡದವರಿಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡನೇ ಮಾತಾಡಿ, ಯಾರು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಕಲಿತ್ರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್.
ಓಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ನಮಗೂ ಕೆಲವು ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ, ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದವರೇ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೆಲವು ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, today's topic that we have taken is inner engineering through yoga. Right? So there are two words here. One is inner engineering and the other word you see is yoga. What do you think inner engineering is? How does inner engineering come to you or evolve inside you? So inner engineering ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯೋಗ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಎ ಯೋಗಿ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವ್ಯೂ. ಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ಗಳು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಯೋಗವನ್ನು ಯೋಗಿಯ ಅನುಭವದಿಂದ ಅಥವಾ ಯೋಗಿಯ ಜೊತೆ ಒಡನಾಟದಿಂದ ವಾಟ್ ಡಸ್ ಯೋಗ ಮೀನ್ ಟು ಎ ಯೋಗಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇವತ್ತು ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಟಾಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಕ್ರಿಯಾ ಯೋಗ. Right? We have been talking about a lot of topics. I've been here, I've heard a lot of topics that we talk about. So today we'll talk about a little bit of a technique called Kriya Yoga. How did it evolve? Who are the proponents of this technique? And where did this technique come from? I think Mataji classally ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರ ದಟ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ದಟ್ ಕುಂಡಲಿನಿ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ದಟ್ ಫ್ಲೂ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಯುವರ್ ಬಾಡಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಗಾಟ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ into the kriya, that is without knowing or unknowing you got initiated into that energy spectrum that is called kriya ಯೋಗದಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಇಂಟು ಇಟ್ ಹೂಎವರ್ ಅಟೆಂಡೆಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯಾ ಯೋಗ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೌ ದಿಸ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನಿಫೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಯು, ರೈಟ್, ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಹೊರೈಸಾನ್. Right? And what is our ultimate goal in life? So we'll just try to cover all these topics. And there are a few things that we need to understand. One sun experiment madana, where we will go on experiencing something inside us. I have got one small session for that, where we can go inside and introspect and try to go to that seed and experience, right? So we'll try to do that. That's one exercise that we are going to do. Of course, everything starts with a prayer. This is one of my guru's favorite prayer, and of course it's my favorite prayer as well. ಕೇಳಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮೂಲಂ ಗುರೋರ್ ಮೂರ್ತಿ, ಪೂಜಾ ಮೂಲಂ ಗುರೋರ್ ಪದಂ, ಮಂತ್ರ ಮೂಲಂ ಗುರೋರ್ ವಾಕ್ಯಂ, ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಮೂಲಂ ಗುರೋರ್ ಕೃಪಾ, ರೈಟ್? Source of meditation is Guru's form. This is how when you are in the energy of your Guru or energy, Guru Shishya Parampara is a very important thing in Indian philosophy, right? And you truly understand and experience it when you walk with your guru or your teacher who is your spiritual guide, right? So this is my personal experience, and whatever today I talk about is only based on my personal experiences with my gurus and my experience or a journey through whatever last 10 years I have gone through my spiritual journey. So the source of meditation is Guru's form, the source of devotion is Guru's feet, the source of mantra is Guru's word. The last one is very important. The source of awakening is only by Guru's grace. Without having Guru's grace, you will not even experience that ultimate union which you are always longing for. So that is very, very important. Okay, we'll start with Kriya Yoga. So before we start what the technique of Kriya Yoga is, I will talk to you about a few important people, few yogis who have propagated this Kriya Yoga, right? How many of you know about this yogi? Okay. Before talking about this yogi, I will quickly brief around what this Kriya Yoga is and how Kriya Yoga came into existence, right? When we think Kriya, we think it's action, right? We do action. Yoga, we think it is, all of us say it is union, right? So we think by doing actions, you can achieve a union. But Kriya Yoga is a little different technique. So what Kriya Yoga technique is about, it's an evolution from Raja Yoga. If you have looked in your Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about Raja Yoga, right? So Kriya Yoga is based on Raja Yoga technique. And Kriya Yoga was popularized by a yogi called Mahavatar Babaji. So if you see this photo, I think many of you may identify this by looking at Rajinikanth's movie Babaji. So there was a movie by Rajinikanth called Babaji in which he speaks about this yogi, Mahavatar Babaji, right? And Mahavatar Babaji is also known for initiating Shankaracharya into Kriya. Okay, so he's a 2000-year yogi. He's living yogi who is still available for you, for serious seekers, right? He has been here for almost 2000 years. He's an immortal yogi, as we say, right? And there are a few people who have met him, seen him, spoken to him, right? And they have also written about him. So he is one of the yogis. He is my guru's guru. I come from the same Guru Parampara. So he is called Mahavatar Babaji. So Mahavatar Babaji, his story is very short. I will tell you a little bit about Mahavatar Babaji. Nobody knew about who he is, what he was about a few years ago when a book was written, a small book was written about him. So if you see Mahavatar Babaji, he was born in a place called Periyapatnam. It is in Tamil Nadu now. So it is a coastal region. Mahavatar Babaji, when he was a small kid, he was kidnapped. So it is a port, right? So ships used to come, and somebody kidnapped him and took him to West Bengal and sold him to some Brahmin family. So some Brahmin family bought him from these people. So he was sold to some Brahmin family. And those guys were very kind to look at him as a small kid. They adopted him as a son, and they did his thread ceremony. And after that, Mahavatar Babaji was more inclined towards yoga and attaining the moksha, right? So he was very inclined towards saints, sadhus who were all walking around him in that place. And one day he decided to leave everything, and when he was a small kid, he walked away along with some of the sadhus and yogis. So he went to some Kumbh Mela where he also met a large group of saints, and then he started his journey of self-realization. He had two important gurus. One was Bhoganathar and the other one was Agastya Muni. So both of them were his spiritual gurus, and they say that he attained his self-realization in Badrinath, near Badrinath. So even today there is a place called Dwarahat it's near Raniket. If you can go there, there is Babaji's cave, so you can go and visit that cave. It's in a very remote part of Himalayas, and it's a very auspicious place. So this is a little bit about Babaji. So Babaji's lineage he was the impounder of Kriya Yoga. So Agastya Muni came in and he told that you will be the propounder of Kriya Yoga, and then you will be doing service to this mankind. So that's how Mahavatar Babaji still stays in his physical form. So you can see him as a physical form even today for some of the seekers.
And also he is living?
Yes, he's a 2000-year yogi. Yeah. So, okay. So Mahavatar Babaji was, after Mahavatar Babaji started the Kriya Yoga, then came someone called Lahari Mahashaya. Lahari Mahashaya's story is very unique. Lahari Mahashaya was working in the railways, and he was lost in the Himalayas. He went to some project. I'm trying to keep the stories brief. So he was lost in the Himalayas, and he saw Mahavatar Babaji. He interacted with Mahavatar Babaji, and he was initiated into Kriya. So this is, if you see this right, the entire spectrum is only through Guru Parampara. And Kriya Yoga was a very closely guarded secret because it is one of the fastest method, or one of the most easiest and the fastest method to achieve self-realization according to many of its practitioners basically. So he met Lahari Mahashaya, and Lahari Mahashaya was initiated into Kriya, and then Lahari Mahashaya came back and he started his Guru Parampara. Then he had one more student called Yukteswaragiri. You should read a book written by Yukteswaragiri called The Holy Science. It's a very beautiful book. He talks about how the entire Brahmanda is, how the entire universe is. So it's a very beautiful book. So you can check out. It's called The Holy Science. And his mission was the mission given to. Okay. One more thing we need to understand is every yogi you see, right? They come with a mission or something. They need to do something in this world. They are here for a purpose. They have a life purpose which they work on for. So Yukteswaragiri's life purpose was to bring in the Christianity and other multiple sects together and show to the world that Hinduism or the spirituality base for all these religions are the same. So that's why he writes a book called The Holy Science. You have to read that book. It's a beautiful book in which he talks multiple dimensions. One in terms of how the entire universe is, the concept of energy, and how all the religions, what they talk about in their scriptures, is based on this fundamental philosophy. Right? So his vision of his life was that, and one more vision, purpose of his life was having a student like Paramahamsa Yogananda. I don't know if you know about Paramahamsa Yogananda. Paramahamsa Yogananda was the next person I'm going to talk about. Paramahamsa Yogananda started YSS, Yogada Satsang. You can check it out, YSS. So they also initiate people into Kriya, and today it is one of the premier, I can say, like Ramakrishna Mission, like you have multiple other places, right? So they are into Kriya and they have a huge setup across the world. And his main purpose of his life, Paramahamsa Yogananda's life, was to spread this Kriya Yoga message to Western world. So his half his life, the second part of his life, was entirely in the remote regions of US, where he was roaming across US and then trying to bring in the philosophy of Kriya into the Western culture. Okay, so this is something a little bit around the entire Guru Parampara. Starts with Mahavatar Babaji, Lahari Mahashaya, then we have Yukteswaragiri, and then Yukteswaragiri's student is Paramahamsa Yogananda. Okay, so these are the main people that you can see in Kriya Yoga, but there are many other people. There are a lot of masters, secret masters. You will find, you will if you search, who practice Kriya Yoga. Okay. And this is my guru, left side. I mean, can you guess his age, by the way, by looking at this photo?
Around 80.
Sorry?
Around 80.
Yes, I have told you, that's why you know.
I never
So he's around 80 years of age. I mean, you have, if when you are with him, you can feel that energy, you will be in a different dimension altogether. So it's a different experience being with a guru like this. He has again profounded Kriya in a different technique. So that is the technique that was passed on to Mataji. I think last time when we met Mataji, the right side the person is the Mataji there. So when we met her, she is the first disciple of my Guru, and now I am associated with both of them. My Guru is not available now, so he is in some sadhana. So I am interacting with Mataji at this point of time. Alright. So let's see what Kriya Yoga is now. Understand what Kriya Yoga is. So we got a little bit brief about history about how Kriya Yoga came in. Now we will understand what Kriya Yoga is, and then we will do a small experiment to see if we can really understand the seed when we go back in our timeline, or when we go back in our Anadi, the journey that we talk about. Can we reach that source? How do we reach that source? What is Kriya Yoga? So rather than me explaining about Kriya Yoga, I will play a small video by Paramahamsa Yogananda. We can see what Paramahamsa Yogananda talks about Kriya Yoga, and then we can take up a few terms, important terms, in terms of what do we need to understand to really appreciate what this Kriya Yoga is. Right? So I'll just play the video. Can you guys hear?
To get to the soul, get beyond the subconscious, that's the purpose of Kriya Yoga. Read your preceptor every day, a little bit, and meditate. Meditation is the practicing the presence of God. Kriya Yoga is the highest practicing the presence of God. How the soul descended into the body, and how to take it back to the spine and the brain, beyond the confines and the prison of the body into the vast infinite. And that's what you are trying to do. Your mind is on the surface of the body. You like to see what is good, hear, smell, taste, touch. And that's where you are locked up. Your consciousness is locked up. But you have to withdraw it, dim it away from there, and gradually take it beyond the muscles and settle it in the spine. That's what Kriya Yoga does. Spine and the brain are the altars of God. That's where the electricity of God flows down into the nervous system, into the world. And the searchlight of your senses are turned outwards. And that's why you love the senses. But when you will reverse the searchlights through Kriya Yoga and be concentrated in the spine, you will behold the Maker. 1,000,000,000 suns do not describe the light of my Father. It is not a glaring light, but a light that is gentle and indirect, which is spread all over the world. In that light, in the glimmer of that light, all the universe you will behold as if in a mirror. So that's why do not in any way be a slave to the senses. Do not in any way be trapped by the senses. All the senses were given that you may be their master. Temptation was not given to destroy you, but to increase your strength. If you do not fight with a stronger person, you never get strength. The wrestler always fights with a stronger wrestler. So the senses, you think they are strong, but you are stronger. And if you fight with them, you will be stronger. If you give in to them, you will be weaker. And down and out, and all your happiness will be gone. God has purposely given sex and other senses not to destroy you, but to try your strength, to bring the immortal strength within, that you may recognize the great power of the infinite sphere of spirit which lies behind your little throbbing heart.
Did you get or understand anything from the video that he spoke about? So we'll focus a little bit on what he was trying to say and what this technique is about, and then we will get into a little bit of experience. So there are two things that are mainly important in Kriya Yoga. The first one is about your physical, right? So when we talk about physical, we all know about doing yoga or keeping us physically well. The second important thing is about purification. The purification we will talk about today is more about your inner engineering. That's why I named it as inner engineering. It's a pure process of purifying yourself from inside. When we talk about purification, the main thing that comes in Kriya is about using the energy, the Kundalini energy. You can name it anything, right? It's a form of energy, the source of the universe, the energy which is the source of the universe, to clean yourself or purify yourself, right? So in this regard, what I will do now is I will talk a little bit about, I think you experienced the energy the last time, Kiran might have missed it, but if you experienced that energy, that Kundalini energy or whatever energy you want to call it, right, the last time. So this time we will talk a little bit about how this energy is, how the energy flows into your body, right? He also talked about the spine, the brain, the altar of God, right? The consciousness, the supreme consciousness coming inside you, or you getting merged into the infinite sphere of consciousness through this technique, right? So we'll talk a little bit about how this is, how does it look physically when we talk about on the human body, right? And of course there is a layer of subtlety on top of it, which is mainly the energy, the chakras and stuff like that. So this, as I told you, the second part is about purification. So how do you purify yourself, right? Do you know any techniques of how you have to keep yourself purified? How do you keep your mind out of negative thoughts, always being happy, always being energetic, right? Always being in a positive frame of mind. Any idea, any techniques that you know about how it is?
Having a proper food.
Okay.
So proper food, like whatever the source said, by having a proper food, you will convert all those things into a positive energy and even mind and
So the source of physical, as I already told you, right, there are two pieces. One is physical and the other one is purifying yourself, which is of the non-physical entities, right? So when we talk about physical, definitely food is a very, very important thing. And of course, we know about sattvic food, what to eat and what not to eat, and what do we end up eating. So we know exactly what food we take. And in fact, you can, on the physical level, right, since you brought up this topic, you can definitely do certain experiments on yourself. Like, for example, just eat only fruits for, let's say, 21 days and see what happens to your physical. Physical, more than physical, right? Go through that experience and see what happens to your mental state, or what happens to you from purification, right? Your physical will definitely get purified. You may detoxify, you may lose weight, you may do 100 other things, right? But at the mental level or your conscious level, right, if you are a little aware in terms of what is happening to you during this period, right, you can literally see how your conscious level and your awareness keeps growing over a period of time, right? So physical is very, very important. Food that we take is important, which also helps you towards growing your conscious levels, right? And there are certain techniques again to increase your conscious levels, right? From where you are currently to where you want to go. That you understand what consciousness means, right? The one important thing in consciousness is I will connect consciousness through awareness, right? All of us are coming to this place from a long time. Are we aware what are all the things that are there in this room? Can anyone tell? Like, we have been coming here, right? Every day we come, we sit, we see here. Can you tell me what is the color of the curtains that has been put on the windows here? Are we aware in terms of, okay, behind us every day, sir keeps photos, right? So what photos has he kept? What are the, like, you get it, right? We be there, but we are never there. We are always inside our head. We are never there in the present. So the highest form of meditation, people say, is about having this awareness at all the times. So this is my personal experience also with my guru. You understand, right? You go to a yogi, all you expect is you want to sit and meditate. But unfortunately, things used to be different, reverse. So I will quote some incidents so it connects to what we are talking about, concepts what we are talking about. One day he asked me to go and get a medicine in the shop, medical shop. I went happily and it was a syrup bottle. I got it. Then first question he asked me was, what is the MRP of this product? What is the expiry date of this product? Who is the manufacturer? So awareness is not about, see, the highest form of meditation can be, highest form of meditation is being in the universal consciousness or universal awareness. Right? If you are not aware in terms of what is happening around us in our own place, the place where we sit, right? We are just sitting on a mat, but we don't even know what is the color of the mat on top of which we are sitting, right? What is it made up of? So if you look at yogis, they go to such deeper extent that's why they say, right, even a butterfly moves its wings, they will be able to hear the sound. So that is the level of awareness they are in, right? Even food we eat, we just take something and eat. But are we aware what is happening with that food we eat? Right? We take the food inside, but what is the food that we are taking? Right? How does it manifest on us? Whatever we eat, right, is what is getting manifested on our physical. What you see as physical is what you eat. Right? We are taking something from outside and eating it. Everything gets manifested on our physical body. But we are not aware of, we just take something and eat. Right? But do we know when I eat, like, say 100 grams of rice, we don't even measure, that's a different story. But let's say you take 100 grams of rice, right? What kind of rice are you taking? What does this rice have impact on your body? Right? 100 grams of rice, how much can it, like, what is that, how much glucose does it release inside your body? What happens to your physical? We are least bothered. So awareness starts there. Until and unless we are aware of things around us, how will we be aware of the entire universe? Right? What is there? What is the origin of the universe? Experiencing the entire universe. We are not even in that, 5% or 0.0001% of that awareness. Right? So what does this purification process do? We are talking about the purification process, right? This purification process is about increasing this awareness. Right? And even we talk about the kundalini or the chakras or whatever you are talking about, right? So we spoke about the awareness. When you are aware, when you are sitting here, when you are conscious about what is around you, what is happening every second, every moment, right? That is what true consciousness means. You are aware, you are conscious every single moment of time. Now, your time is just going, right? But we are never there here. We are always there inside our head. What we are thinking now is a thought that is running inside your head. We are never aware. We are never to the universe. We are never here sitting right now and thinking what is around us. What is this moment at this point of time, right? So the concept of this awareness is something that you can look through your kundalini. It's a representation, right? And of course, you can experience certain things when you move along in your journey of your consciousness. Journey of the consciousness means increasing your awareness. And that is how I have experienced the kundalini, or I have experienced the chakras. Right? So we say Mooladhara. It starts from Mooladhara until Sahasrara. Right? Mooladhara is something that is connecting you to this physical, which means to say you are connected to the physical and you have a certain state of consciousness when you are connected to this physical. Right? And Sahasrara is about connecting to the entire universe, or the entire manifestation, as you call about, or the superconscious space, as they call about. So you start small, connecting to your physical, and you grow your awareness to that infinite conscious space. Right? So that journey is about is the actual Kundalini, the concept of Kundalini. So Kriya Yoga talks about how you purify so that you can attain these states of consciousness, right? So there's a very subtle thing called inside your spine. There's something called Sushumna Nadi, a very small. It's like it has physical and non-physical existence. So Sushumna Nadi, through which some kind of universal energy flows. So we are all connected in this universe, right? So I am standing here, sitting here on this earth. Earth is in this space, in this solar system. The solar system is in this universe, in the Milky Way galaxy. So galaxy is in this universe, right? So if you come from there, you can see that subtleness at which you are connected to this universe, right? We are sitting here. So we are sitting on this earth, we are connected. And what you are carrying on your physical body is everything that is available on this earth. You did not bring it from somewhere else, right? You see, you look at yourself. Everything that is on your physical body is everything that is available on this earth. There is nothing beyond that you are carrying. Which means to say you are connected. You are connected to this Mother Earth. Now Earth is revolving around the Sun in the solar system. So Earth is connected as a part of this revolution inside this solar system. Solar system, Milky Way universe. If you look at that way, we are already connected to that infinite space. But unfortunately, we are not able to experience or bring in that awareness to experience this entire thing. Right? So yoga, Kriya Yoga, or any yoga technique you call it, right, is about experiencing or bringing up your awareness so that you can experience this entire cosmic consciousness. Right? So we say many meanings to yoga, right? So while we are talking on this topic, I would like to talk about a couple of things around yoga. I used to ask my guru, what is yoga? He never explained me, by the way. He never used to give theories. It was only practical or experiential learning. He used to say, see this flower. How do you see this? Let's say we have taken this whatever, Bluetooth thing. I am seeing this, right? Now all of us are seeing this. When you are seeing this, you see this separate from you. Right? You are seeing this outside you through your senses. And you are seeing, okay, there is something which is outside me. Right? For a yogi, he becomes this. When you ask a yogi, what is this? He says, it is me. He becomes this. So that is true yoga. That is called the merging or yuj, right? That is how a yogi looks at things. So when he looks at you, he doesn't consider you separate from himself. He considers you as a part of himself. He looks at anything in this universe, it is a part of himself. Because he feels that he is not limited by his small physical body, which we all feel, right? We say, this is my physical body, this is my arms, this is my muscle, this is my hair. You say everything is mind, right? You see that I or that subtle ego that we carry or the perception of I that we have created about ourselves, right? So we see that perception of I and we have drawn very clear boundaries. This is me, this is my shirt, this is my house, this is my laptop, this is my pen, this is everything I. And this is you, this is there, somebody else, right? So we have put a very clear demarcation. But for a yogi, you will never find that demarcation. He has broken all the boundaries and sees this entire world is mine. This entire universe is me. Right? So that's how the yogi merges into that space of consciousness. And if you look at this Kundalini, the state of consciousness, starts from Mooladhara and Sahasrara, I told. So we are probably at the Mooladhara awareness level where we are talking about, okay, I am physical, I will grow muscles, I will do yoga and I will become more slim, more steady and things like that. Right? So that is the level that we talk about when it comes to the Mooladhara. We are routed by our ego, the I or the what I can say is you are bound to that physical or the 5 tattvas. right? So that is your Mooladhara. So how do you purify this, right? So I think we have already done this physical yoga. We do asanas. I would say it as asanas, right? You do asanas and you try to keep your physical fit, so that if your physical is fit, you eat good food, sattvic food. So you're trying to see how good you can keep this eye or your physical, right? So that is about talking about the Mooladhara. And slowly next comes the Swadhisthana, the creativity, the urge for creativity starts at Swadhisthana. Right? So which means to say you are being creative, right? Sometimes you think, some thought comes into your head, it is so creative, you would have never experienced it, but where did that thought come from? Right? So you slowly start connecting to that intellect or to that creativity, right? So which means to say your awareness has increased to the next level. Right? So when the awareness increases to the next level, people say, okay, maybe his Swadhisthana is become active. Right? Then Manipura Chakra is a very strange, it's a very strange state between giving love to actually relating it to the physical. Right? So it is somewhere in between the true love or the compassion that you give and looking at the physical benefits that you get out of it. Right? So this is something like a limbo, and once this becomes active, then you go to the Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, then Heart Chakra. The Heart Chakra is all about pure love and compassion. That is where you start thinking that, okay, I am happy, I have enough for me. It is all about think this as your awareness growing, right? So when you get that compassion, you go beyond your eye. You think about, okay, there are 10 other people besides me, right? There are 20 trees which I have put in front of my house. I will go and put some water to them, right? You may see a dog, right? You go and put some food to the dog. You start increasing that compassion for everything around you. Let's say you see this photo and it is dirty, we go and clean it up. It is in very small things, subtle things. It's not about sitting and meditating and saying my chakras are becoming active. You can actually see and experience it when you are there, when you are doing your daily work or when you are doing everyday activities. These things show up there. That is where you see a true transformation, because this is happening to you from inside, not from external. Right? So they say that when you become like this, when you become compassionate, when you bring in that true love of the universal love to everybody around you, your Swadhisthana or your Heart Chakra is active. Right? Then comes Vishuddhi. Vishuddhi is a very clear indicator that, I think you would have known this, the pranava, the voice, the sound is the first syllable that started the manifestation. Right? So you will be able to experience that syllable or that seed of this manifestation when your Vishuddhi is active. Your awareness is growing, which means to say now you have gone and realized how this entire universe is being created. What is the source for this universal creation? Right? That is something, your awareness is growing, so you are at Vishuddhi. Then comes the Ajna. Ajna is the most important chakra which any guru, first thing they do is they activate your Ajna chakra. And there are a lot of comedies also going around in terms of third eye activation. I think you would have seen some videos, they do like this and say your third eye is activated. Right? So this is the first thing that any guru does to you when you sit with him, is open up your Ajna. What is this Ajna? Importance of this Ajna chakra. Ajna chakra represents that duality. Duality is about me and everything apart from me. That is the duality. Right? I am here, everything is around me. I am different, this is different. The tattva of the duality starts disappearing when your Ajna is open. So that's the very, very syllable. And if you even look at Ajna, it has 2 petals representing the duality. Right? So it is all about understanding that I am different and this universe is different. You are in that state, and when your ajna is open, that slowly starts dissolving, and you get a realization that you are not a separate piece. You are a part of this entire manifestation or this entire universe. Okay? That is about your ajna chakra. The last one is about Sahasrara. I think I already spoke a little bit around. The path you take from being in the dual state to reaching the one state, which means to say your awareness has grown so much that now you say, I am this entire cosmos, or I am this entire universal consciousness. You exactly know sitting here what is happening 300 light years away. Right? So that is the level of awareness you get. So if you look at this, the journey between your Ajna to Sahasrara, it's a blind journey. It's a very blind journey. There is nobody who can say, come, I will give you self-realization in 10 minutes or give you that universal consciousness in 5 seconds. Right? It is a journey, and this journey is a very challenging one. Right? When you take this journey, everything starts opening up in front of you. You will be surprised what you have hidden inside your subconscious brain. It is, look at your evolution, right? Like even what scientific people say, our entire evolution, it has started like a single cell or a small strand of whatever. From one small single cell, we have grown till this sophisticated physical body. So there is an evolution that has happened in us. Imagine the entire evolution of the universe. Since you are a part of the universe, your evolution has also happened as this physical body or a physical manifestation, starting from that evolution. So imagine what all you are carrying. How much of this karma, or I can say how much of things that you have done from that anadi till now in the physical that you are carrying. Right? So all this comes in front of you, staring at you. And I think you know the concept of Shiva and Shakti, right? Shakti represents this entire manifestation. The entire manifestation. And we call it Maya. And what is the nature of Maya? The nature of Maya is to keep you inside Maya. It will never allow you to go out. So it will always allow you. It will always keep you grasp and hold you tight and make you sit inside the Maya. It will never allow you to go out. That is the nature of Maya. And you cannot say that just because I am a great being, I am a great soul, Maya will not do anything to me. So that's the nature of Maya. It will hold you, make you tight and wrap you up in this journey which you are taking. Right? So what awareness you get to get beyond it or reach beyond it to experience this universal consciousness is something that you have to work on. And what Kriya Yoga technique does, we talked about this increase of awareness, right? When does this increase of awareness come? Increase of awareness comes as in when we start purifying ourselves in this journey. So Kriya Yoga technique helps you to go through this process of purification and increasing this awareness and reaching that infinite sphere of consciousness. Okay. So this is how the physical to the superconscious is connected. Okay. The next one, what we will do now is, we spoke about all these things. So now we are aware of certain things that we have discussed. Let's do one small exercise. We'll take around 15 minutes maybe. And we'll try to see how to kind of take you back in your journey to the primordial or your beginning and see if somebody can experience it. Alright. And one last thing before we start doing that, I think one thing we have to understand is getting this physical.
ಇದು ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ
Sorry, madam. Yeah, madam.
ಇದು 15 minutes ಇವಾಗ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಸರ್.
Yeah, madam. We will do one experience. You can call it meditation or whatever you want to call it. It's about increasing your awareness. One exercise to increase your awareness. Okay. All right. So before we get into that exercise, one thing that all of us have to realize is, with this physical that we have got, right, the human body that we say, it's the highest form of evolution. So this physical body is the one that can help you realize that infinite consciousness. We also have to understand getting this physical form is a rarity. ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಜನ್ಮ ಸಿಗೋದು ತುಂಬ ವಿರಳ. ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ಏನೇನಿದೆ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ. ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಮ್ಯಾಡ್. There is mountain, there is tree, there is water, there is a fire, there is something going around like thousands of light years from here. There is sun, there is star, everything, thousands of things are there. Right? Among all these things, imagine how many number of things are there. We have got this physical form, and there are only some I would say 8 point some billion people. Right? So very, if you consider the vast manifestation, the chance of we getting this physical is a rarity. You can't even imagine. Right? And this is the physical that can help you reach that universal consciousness. And the purpose and the goal and everything that you call in your life should be about that. Everything else is waste. If you think that way, right, imagine another maybe how many years more will we live. Right? We will carry this physical only for a very limited point of time. And what should be the main purpose of us carrying this physical? If you don't have a purpose for life, or if you don't have what do we want as a part of this life, right, it's waste. We are just wasting this life. And we've taken this physical body, we're just moving around, and we throw the body back to the earth and we just go. But we have a beautiful opportunity, an amazing opportunity to really understand who truly, what is this creation all about? Who are we really? Right? So this is the body which can help you. This physical medium can help us achieve that. So it is very, very, very important for all of us to set a purpose or a goal for our life, which is not wasting away this physical. Okay. And one more thing, I talked about the Ajna to Sahasrara, right? Ajna to Sahasrara is where the dissolution of your I happens. I say this universe. The dissolution of this, what you call I, happens in this journey. And you know what is the easiest thing, what our rishis and our munis or people with lot of wisdom have told that the way you can supersede or you can go in a supersonic jet in this journey is by doing service. When you're doing service, you can see this bonding between a mother and a child, right? If something is happening to the child, the mother doesn't even think for a second about herself. She just runs and takes care of the child. Where is that I? Your I has disappeared there. All you are thinking about is, oh, the child is in trouble, I have to go. Your I has disappeared. So when you do this service, or when you do, that's where you see, right, go to ashram, they will say do some service, clean the floor or wash the vessels or some kind of a service you are doing. You go to any ashram, like they will ask, everybody is in that mode of service. Why do you think they are in that mode of service? This is the secret. You want your I to dissolve and you want to experience that universal bliss or that happiness or universal consciousness. This is the easiest way. Service. All right. So let's get into the experiential now and see if somebody can get something out of this experience. Okay. So before we start, we need to make sure our physical is little bit shaken up. So what we'll do is we'll do a technique called Kriya. It's nothing complicated, simple. So you have to move anti-clockwise. Okay, anti-clockwise move ಮಾಡಿ clockwise ಅಂದರೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ anti ಅಂದರೆ ಉಲ್ಟಾ clockwise anti-clockwise move ಮಾಡಿ and ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ when you come to the center blow out. You should blow out your air. Okay, so this is basically trying to give you some kind of a breath control before you start sitting for your meditation or experiencing.
We have to close our eyes.
While doing this, you need not close your eyes, but when you are done, when you feel tired, right, you can sit with your closed eyes. And then I will guide you through certain steps, so you can keep imagining that and we will go in that steps. Okay. All right, so we can start. You can sit any comfortable position, no restrictions on any positions. Okay. So move in the anti-clock direction, and when you come to the center, blow out. Blow your air out. Okay. Please let go of everything in the center. See, you may get some physical pain. Keep experiencing everything that is happening on your body. You may start feeling relaxed, or you may start feeling tired, right? So come to the center, blow out. Come to the center, blow out. Come to the center, blow out. Once you feel tired, you can sit with your closed eyes. Start listening to all the sounds that are happening around you. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಏನು ಶಬ್ದ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸಬೇಕು. ನಿಮ್ಮ current state. Let us start thinking who you are at this point of time. Who are you? You have a name. You can call out your name. You have people around you. Start thinking about all the people around you. You have friends, you have family, maybe you have some pets, you are living in a house, you are doing a profession, you have a job, you do a lot of work every day. So think about everything that is defining who you are. So now you know who you are. Repeat again. Think about who you are. You have a name. You have a family. You have friends. You have a job that you are doing. You are living in a place. You may have pets. Now let's go back 5 years in your memory lane. 5 years ago, forget about the present state. Let's go back 5 years ago. Now let's start thinking about who you were 5 years ago. Think about the same things. Whatever you were 5 years ago, where you were, what you were doing, what was important to you at that point of time in your life, who were important to you at that point of time in your life. Five years ago, you are more young, energetic, can you see yourself 5 years ago, how you were? Now from the present time, let's go back 10 years ago. 10 years ago, think about it. Maybe you were in the college, you had friends, you had your family, your house. Your parents used to take care of everything for you, no tensions, you are very relaxed. All you need to do is study, nothing else. So you've gone back to your college days now. Can you see how relaxed it is? You don't have any responsibilities on you. You are so free. You feel very relaxed. Well, let's go back again in the memory lane. Now we are in your school days. Think about your school days. Think about you as a child. You are so free. Nothing attached to you. You are free. Your parents used to take care of everything for you. You are fully free. Nothing attached. You are school students. You are playing with your friends. Really free. Now let's go back again in your memory lane. You are an infant now. Infant. Think about it. Think about that experience. Think about everything that you experienced as whatever you can remember at the beginning of your life. as an infant. Think only about it. You had only your identity I, and you are seeing the world around you. You have your identity I, and you are seeing the universe or the world outside you. There are only two things now. You and everything around you. Only two things. You and everything around you. Focus on your Ajna chakra, which is between your eyebrows. Bring your focus onto Ajna chakra between your eyebrows. Observe the sensations happening there. Observe the sensations. Observe the sensations happening there. So we have only two people. You and the entire world around you. You and the entire world around you. Now the world around you has completely disappeared. You are all alone. You are completely alone. There is nothing else apart from you. ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. Now we are all alone. Being all alone, witness everything that is happening around you. Just witness, don't react. Just witness. can see all your thoughts coming back to you. You are all alone, you are witnessing. Now you see all your thoughts coming back to you. Now you can see all your thoughts standing in front of you, telling who you are. It is telling you your name. It is telling you who you are. All these thoughts are actually telling you who you are. You are quiet. Now you are witnessing all the thoughts around you that are coming inside. All the thoughts are standing in front of you. They are just thoughts. Just keep witnessing the thoughts. Let us slowly come back to our physical body, what we call ourselves I. Start feeling your physical body. Move your feet slowly. Start feeling your feet. Move your fingers of your hands slowly. Start feeling your hands. Gently open your eyes now. Be in whatever state you are, just for a couple of minutes. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.